Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is. You are joining us. This is the Tulsa World Scene podcast, where we talk about all things that one can embrace, both high and low, as far as brows go, in the cultural world. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Jimmy Trammell, and we are talking about, well, the biggest news right now in entertainment in Oklahoma is the upcoming release of Killers of the Flower Moon to the general public, a 3 hour and 26-minute film, if I remember correctly, which means it's longer than Oppenheimer, which was a long film too. But I've done an interview with David Grann, who wrote the book on which the movie is based. That'll run in appearing this Sunday. It's part of the series that we've been doing over the past almost 2 weeks now, 3 weeks, leading up to the release of the movie, covering not just stories about the film and the people who made the film, but also a lot of the history of what's behind the story that you see that you will see on the screen. Now you did recently the story on the woman who did the costumes or was sort of
And also today, she was an Osage wardrobe consultant, Julie O'Keefe. And today I
right.
had a story with Cara Jade Myers, an actress who plays Anna Brown in Killers of the Flower Moon. But we've both read the book Killers of the Flower Moon. Well, I'm sure we both think it's fantastic, because it is. When you interviewed David Grann, what were you most curious to ask him about?
Well, because what I was curious about was while his book in no wise slights the Osage people, a big focus of his book was on the creation of the FBI and how this case was one of the defining moments at the start of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And so I was curious about what he thought about how the how his book had been adapted, because I've not seen the film, but everything that I've read about it, the emphasis of the movie is very much on the Osage people. And David Grann said that he agreed with that. He thought that was the best way to tell the story cinematically, and that it was probably the best way to tell the story, period. He wasn't able to talk about the film itself because our interview took place during the writer's strike and the still ongoing actor strike, and he did not want to infringe on that at all. I think overall I think he's fairly pleased with how it has come out, and so that'll be, and we'll also have Sunday. While Killers of the Flower Moon is what has brought this episode of history into the spotlight, it's far from the only work of fiction or nonfiction about the Osage Reign of Terror. And we will have about a story of, I think there's about a dozen other books and films and the like that deal with this aspect of Oklahoma history. Oklahoma history, of course, is very tied in with the history of Native peoples. We have more tribes here than any other state in the nation. And you've got something coming up, I believe it's this Sunday, Jimmy, about a TV series on indigenous people.
It's interesting how the film and TV industry has become very more involving of indigenous peoples with prey and reservation dogs and other examples. But this is more a documentary series. PBS's second season of Native America begins October 24th, and it will feature many Oklahomans and is narrated by Joy Harjo, who you're familiar with, obviously. But we'll have a story on that Sunday, and then also got a little Van Gogh action coming up. Am I correct? Tell me about your Van Gogh situation.
Well, yeah, Tulsa is going to have two immersive Van Gogh exhibits running almost simultaneously. The first one, called Van Gogh, the Immersive Experience, try saying that 3 times real fast, opens October 14. And I was able to go through it a little earlier. There was one right around the turn of the year in Oklahoma City that I went to. And in all fairness, this is a better show. It's closer to a museum kind of show where you get as the executive director of the company that puts it on says that he likes to educate people in a way that they don't realize they're learning. So, but it is fascinating. There's a lot of information leading up to what people think of when they think of these immersive exhibits, which is basically a big room with a lot of projectors flashing things on the wall, and they will move and animate and that kind of a thing. And I think people will come away from it feeling like they did get some new sort of insights into an artist that most people know only, by name. I mean, when he's kind of the epitome of the starving artist who only sold one painting in his lifetime. And
one more than me. Yeah,
exactly. And well, no, I've tied with him. I have sold one anyway. But
you have both ears, so
yeah, but I still have both ears. Yeah. So anyway, so that's something to look forward to. We'll have that in Sunday's Tulsa World, which is available at fine newsstands and convenience stores everywhere, and online at tulsaworld.com. To lighten things up a little bit, I believe it is coming up next weekend, or is it this weekend? The prior
Saturday, October the 14th, this Saturday,
is the Prior Creek Comic
Maybe
Center.
If you ever wondered what it became of Gary Sandy from WKRP in Cincinnati, he will be the show guest. The show benefits the Prior Area Arts and Humanities Council, Mays County Event Center on the fairgrounds, 10 to 5, Saturday, October the 14th. Gary Sandy will be there from noon until 2. I love WKRP in Cincinnati so much. People talk about the turkey episode, Turkeys Away, the Thanksgiving episode. To me, that's not even in the top 2 or 3 episodes. I mean, there are so many I love better, like the fish story where Herb is in a carp mascot and gets caught under a restroom stall at a college and gets in a fight with the pig mascot from the rival station. The baseball game, the Scum of the Earth concert episode where the Hoodlum Rock Band doesn't want to perform and they have to fight them to get them to do the concert. But 4 seasons it lasted. It could have gone longer because it was great in syndication. And 3 of those seasons, it was nominated for an Emmy for Best Comedy Series. CBS moved it around 1,000 times. I'm not exaggerating on the schedule, and you never could really find it. So the ratings were never great, except for 1 year that followed MASH or preceded MASH. But it stands the test of time as a great series, and we're glad to have Gary Sandy at the show. Shout out to Mary Stone, former local disc jockey, for arranging this. And we will have again Strawberry Shortcake's creator Muriel Farrion, who created not just Strawberry Shortcake, but the Care Bears and the Get Along Gang. So hope to have a good time out there. I'll be out there all day long on Saturday.
Because you are sort of the head honcho of the thing, aren't you?
I kind of ringlead it, but the proceeds do not go to me. They go to the Arts Council in Pryor.
Okay. Well, that's a noble thing to do, or a prior thing to. Anyway, we will stop it there before we get into trouble naming small towns. So, well, that's what we have for you this week. There's lots of other things that are going on that we will also be writing about. So we ask you to please check out the Tulsa World, and we will talk to you later.
Yeah,